Life isn't going to hand you success. No one owes you anything. If you're waiting for someone to feel sorry for you or for circumstances to change on their own, you're wasting your time. The reality is simple. You're not going to rise by sitting around and feeling sorry for yourself. It's a tough pill to swallow, but it's the truth. You can keep wallowing in your problems, or you can decide today to stand up and do something about it. Feeling sorry for yourself is easy, it's comfortable. It's a place where you can stay forever without ever growing, but it won't lead you anywhere. No one ever achieved greatness by feeling sorry for themselves. Greatness is built through hard work, resilience, and a relentless commitment to improvement. In this video, I'm going to show you why self-pity steals your future and how you can break free from it. I'm going to help you see that the power to change your life is in your hands, not anyone else's. You don't need sympathy. You don't need excuses. You need a plan, and if you're willing to commit to it, nothing can stop you. You're here today because something in you wants more. It wants progress. It wants success. Stick with me, because I'm going to give you the tools to stop feeling stuck and start making real moves toward the life you deserve. This is the turning point you've been waiting for. Let's get to work. Number 1, tough times build strong people. If you let them. Life is not easy. Nobody said it would be. At some point, everyone faces challenges, setbacks, and struggles that make them feel like giving up. Some people lose everything. Some feel stuck in the same place for years. Some watch their dreams slip away because nothing seems to work out. And in those moments, it's easy to start feeling sorry for yourself. It's easy to think, why me? Or why is life so unfair? But let me tell you something. Tough times do not come to break you. They come to build you. Hardship is not a punishment. It is a test. A test to see if you have what it takes to rise above, to keep moving forward when everything inside you wants to quit. Because the truth is, no one becomes strong when life is easy. No one builds character when everything is comfortable. Strength, resilience, and success are built in the moments when you want to give up, but decide to keep going. That's what separates those who win from those who stay stuck. Think about the people you admire, the ones who have built something great, the ones who have changed their lives despite all the odds. Do you think they had it easy? Do you think they never faced struggles? Every successful person has been through something that could have destroyed them. But instead of complaining, instead of sitting around feeling sorry for themselves, they used that struggle to become stronger. If you're going through a hard time right now, understand this. Your struggle is not the end of your story. It is just a chapter. And how this chapter ends is up to you. You can let it define you, you can let it break you, or you can use it to build yourself into the kind of person who cannot be stopped. The kind of person who fights, who learns, who adapts, and who refuses to stay down. Because that's what life is about. Getting back up every time you fall. The problem is, too many people let their hardships become their identity. They get comfortable in their sadness, their excuses, their self-pity. They tell themselves, I have it worse than others. My situation is different. No one understands what I'm going through. And guess what? That mindset is what keeps them stuck. Because as long as you believe that your struggles are bigger than your ability to overcome them, you will never break free. You will stay exactly where you are, watching your life pass by, wishing things were different, but never doing anything to change them. Feeling sorry for yourself is a trap. It feels good in the moment. It feels like you're justified in your pain, like the world should stop and recognize how much you're suffering. But the world doesn't stop. Life keeps moving, and while you're sitting there dwelling on everything that went wrong, someone else is out there facing the same struggles but choosing to push through. Someone else is taking action while you are making excuses. Someone else is refusing to let their past define their future. If you want to change your life, you have to decide right now that you will not let tough times break you, that no matter what happens, no matter how hard it gets, you will keep moving forward, even if it's slow, even if you don't see progress right away. Because success doesn't come from waiting, it comes from doing. It comes from making a choice every single day to not give up. You don't need motivation, you need discipline. Motivation comes and goes. Some days you'll feel inspired, and some days you won't. But discipline is what keeps you going when motivation fades. Discipline is what makes you get up early, put in the work, and push through even when you don't feel like it. And the more disciplined you become, the stronger you get. The stronger you get, the less life's challenges can shake you. Most people never get past their struggles because they are waiting for something to change. They're waiting for the perfect moment, waiting for the pain to stop, waiting for someone to come and save them. But no one is coming to save you. If you want to get out of your situation, you have to do it yourself. And that starts with making a decision to stop feeling sorry for yourself and start doing something about it. You may not be responsible for what happened to you. Maybe life really has been unfair. Maybe people let you down. Maybe circumstances didn't work in your favor. But guess what? That doesn't matter. What matters is what you do next. What matters is whether you choose to stay in the same cycle of complaining and regret, or whether you stand up and take control of your life. Stop telling yourself that you are too broken to move forward. Stop convincing yourself that your struggles are bigger than you. You are stronger than you think. You are capable of more than you realize. But you will never see that strength if you keep allowing self-pity to run your life. So stand up, take a deep breath, and decide that from this moment on, you will stop making excuses. You will stop waiting for someone to fix things for you. You will stop letting the past control you. Instead, you will take action. You will focus on solutions. You will take responsibility for where you are and where you want to be. And when life knocks you down again, and it will, you will remember that tough times do not last, but strong people do. And you, my friend, are stronger than you know. Number 2, decide today that you are stronger than your excuses. There comes a time when you have to decide, a time when you have to stop waiting, stop making excuses and take control of your life. That time is not tomorrow. It's not next week. It's not when things feel right. That time is now. Because the truth is, the longer you wait, the more time you waste. The more you sit around feeling sorry for yourself, the further you fall behind. And the more excuses you make, the weaker you become. But today, right now, you have a choice. You can choose to be stronger than your excuses. You can decide that nothing will hold you back anymore. Excuses are easy. They are comfortable. They let you off the hook. You can blame the world, your circumstances, your past, and even yourself. You can say, I don't have enough money. I wasn't given the right opportunities. I'm too old. I don't have enough support. And you know what? Maybe all of that is true. Maybe life hasn't been fair. Maybe you did start from a harder place than others. But does that mean you should just accept it and do nothing? Because while you're making excuses, while you're telling yourself all the reasons why you can't, someone else is out there proving that it can be done. Someone with the same struggles, the same setbacks, the same pain is out there working, grinding, pushing forward, and winning. The only difference between them and you is a decision. They decided that their excuses weren't going to control them. They decided that no matter how unfair life was, no matter how hard it got, they were going to push through. And you can make that same decision, but you have to do it today. Think about this. How many times have you told yourself, I'll start tomorrow? How many times have you said, I'll change when things get better? And how many times did tomorrow come and nothing changed? How many times did you wait for things to get easier only to realize they never did? It's because waiting doesn't work. Hoping doesn't work. The only thing that works is action. You have to stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop waiting for motivation to strike, because the perfect moment doesn't exist, and motivation comes and goes. If you want to change your life, if you want to be stronger than your excuses, you have to act even when you don't feel like it. It's not about how you feel, it's about what you do. Successful people don't feel like doing the hard work every day, but they do it anyway. They don't wait to feel ready. They don't wait to be in the right mood. They show up. They put in the effort. They push through. And because of that, they succeed while everyone else is still thinking about starting. You have to decide what kind of person you want to be. Do you want to be the person who looks back a year from now, 5 years from now, and regrets not taking action? Or do you want to be the person who pushed through, who took control, who made things happen? Because no one is coming to save you. No one is going to do the work for you. No one is going to hand you success. You have to go and get it yourself. And yes, it's going to be hard. Yes, you will have days where you feel like quitting. Yes, you will face obstacles that seem impossible to overcome. But that's the point. Growth doesn't happen when things are easy. Strength isn't built when everything goes your way. The real test is whether you can keep going when things get tough, whether you can keep moving forward when every excuse in your mind is telling you to stop. You already know what happens if you keep making excuses. You already know what life looks like when you stay in the same place, when you let fear and doubt control you. You've lived that life. But what happens if you stop? What happens if you push past your excuses? What happens if you show up every single day no matter how you feel? What happens if you prove to yourself that you are stronger than you ever believed? I'll tell you what happens. You win, you change, you grow, you build a life that you are proud of. A life where you are not controlled by fear, by laziness, by doubt. A life where you wake up every day knowing that you are in charge, that you are capable, that nothing can stop you. But it all starts with a decision to stop making excuses and start taking action. A decision to take responsibility for your life. A decision to be stronger than the voice in your head that tells you to quit. And that decision is yours to make right now. Number 3, feeling sorry for yourself steals your future. There comes a point in life when you have to wake up and realize something important. Nobody is coming to save you. Nobody is going to pick you up, dust you off, and make everything better for you. And if you sit around feeling sorry for yourself, waiting for someone to notice your pain, waiting for the world to be fair, waiting for the perfect opportunity to come knocking at your door, let me tell you what's going to happen. Nothing. Absolutely nothing, because feeling sorry for yourself does not change your situation. It does not move you forward. It does not bring you success. It only steals your future. Piece by piece, day by day, while you sit there trapped in your own excuses. Life is tough, it's unfair, it will knock you down. And maybe you've been through things that most people wouldn't understand. Maybe you've had struggles that made you question everything. But here's the truth. You are not the only one. Every single person you see who is successful, who is happy, who is thriving, has gone through something difficult. The difference is they didn't let their struggles define them. They didn't waste years drowning in self-pity, waiting for things to get easier. They stood up, they fought back, they took control of their lives, even when it was hard, even when they didn't feel like it. You have to understand what happens when you allow yourself to feel sorry for too long. At first, it feels justified. You convince yourself that your situation is different, that you have it harder than others, that life has been unfair. And maybe it has. But then what? What do you gain by staying in that mindset? You lose time, you lose opportunities, you lose the chance to become the person you were meant to be. While you sit around feeling defeated, someone else with the same struggles is out there making things happen. Someone else is out there refusing to let their pain stop them. And one day, you'll wake up and realize you wasted years that you will never get back. The more you stay in that cycle, the harder it becomes to break free. Your mind starts to accept this way of thinking as normal. You start to believe that your life will always be this way. You start to tell yourself that you're not capable of more. That's the real danger. Because once you believe that, you stop trying. And once you stop trying, you guarantee that nothing will ever change. That's how feeling sorry for yourself steals your future. Not all at once, but little by little, until you wake up one day and realize you've settled for a life far below your potential. You have two choices right now. You can keep sitting in the same spot, complaining about how unfair life is, watching other people move forward while you stay stuck, or you can decide that enough is enough. You can decide that no matter how hard it is, no matter how many times you've been knocked down, you are going to stand back up. You are going to take control. You are going to fight for your future. It won't be easy. Nothing worth having ever is. But do you know what's harder than fighting for a better life? Living with the regret of knowing you wasted your time, wasted your talent, wasted your potential. Looking back and realizing you let your excuses steal everything that could have been yours, that is far worse than any struggle you have to go through to change your life. You have more strength in you than you realize. You have more potential than you've ever tapped into. You are capable of more than you have ever given yourself credit for. But none of that matters if you don't believe it. None of that will make a difference if you keep choosing excuses over action. Decide today that you will no longer let your past control you. Decide today that you will no longer allow self-pity to steal your future. Stand up, take responsibility, and move forward. No one is going to do it for you. No one is going to hand you success. You have to get up and take it. You have to make the decision that you are done feeling sorry for yourself and that you are ready to build the life you deserve. And once you make that decision, commit to it. Push yourself every single day. Do something, anything, to move forward. No matter how small, no matter how uncomfortable, no matter how difficult. Because the moment you start taking action, even the smallest step, you take back control. You prove to yourself that you are not a victim, that you are not powerless, that your future is still in your hands. But if you do nothing, if you continue to let your pain define you, then nothing will change. And one day you'll look back and realize that all of the excuses, all of the complaining, all of the self-pity only led to one thing, a life you regret. You don't have to live that life. You don't have to stay stuck. You don't have to let feeling sorry for yourself steal any more of your future. The choice is yours right now. Number 4, your problems are real, but so is your ability to overcome them. There's something you need to hear today. Something that might just change the way you see your life. Your problems are real. The struggles you're going through, the challenges you face, they're not imaginary. They're not made up in your head. They exist, and they are tough. And I'm not here to tell you to ignore them or pretend they don't hurt, but I am here to tell you something even more important. Your ability to overcome those problems is just as real. The strength inside you, the power to fight back, the ability to rise above, it exists just as much as your struggles do. And the moment you truly understand that, everything in your life will begin to change. The problem is most people spend all their time focusing on what's wrong. They replay their struggles over and over in their minds. They talk about how unfair life is, how hard things are, how nothing ever seems to go right. And maybe that's true. Maybe you've had it harder than others. Maybe you've been through things that most people wouldn't understand. But let me ask you this. What are you going to do about it? Because at the end of the day, no amount of complaining, no amount of feeling sorry for yourself, no amount of telling yourself how unfair life is will ever make your problems go away. In fact, it only makes them stronger. The more you feed into negativity, the more power it has over your life. What if, instead of focusing on how hard your problems are, you focused on how strong you could become? What if you took all that energy, all that time, all that emotion, and put it toward finding a solution? See, this is where most people get stuck. They think their problems are bigger than them. They believe their struggles define them. And when you believe that, you stop looking for a way out. You settle. You accept a life that is far below what you are capable of living. And that's the real tragedy, not the problem itself, but the fact that you let it control your future. You have to understand something. Every single person you admire, every single person who has built something great, who has created success, who has achieved something incredible, has faced problems. Not small problems, not minor inconveniences, but real, painful, life-changing struggles. The difference is, they refuse to let those struggles break them. They refused to sit down and accept defeat. They decided that no matter how hard it was, they were going to fight back. And if they can do it, why can't you? What makes them different? Do they have some special gift that you don't know? The only difference is that they decided their ability to overcome was stronger than the problem itself. And you have that same ability. It's inside you right now, whether you believe it or not. The question is, will you use it? Will you tap into that strength? Will you decide that you are capable of more? Because let me tell you, the second you make that decision, things will start to change. Not overnight, not instantly, but little by little, step by step. You will start to take back control. It won't be easy. Nothing worth having ever is. But you have to ask yourself, what's the alternative? Living in fear, waking up every day feeling stuck, watching your life pass by, knowing deep down that you could have done more, could have been more, could have fought harder. That kind of regret is far worse than any challenge you have to face right now. So here's what you do. You stop giving your problems more power than they deserve. You stop repeating the same negative thoughts that keep you stuck. And you start looking for a way forward, even if it's small. even if it feels impossible. Even if you don't know exactly what to do next, you take one step, because one step turns into two, and two turns into momentum, and momentum turns into change. The truth is, most people don't fail because of their problems. They fail because they refuse to believe they can overcome them. But that's not you. That's not who you are, because you know something now. You know that your ability to overcome is just as real as the struggle itself. And once you start believing that, there is nothing in this world that can stop you. Number 5, you don't need sympathy, you need a plan. There comes a time in life when you have to face the truth. The truth about why you're stuck, why things aren't working out, why you keep repeating the same patterns over and over again. And here's the hard truth. Sympathy isn't going to fix anything. Feeling bad for yourself, waiting for someone to come along and understand your pain, hoping the world will suddenly become fair, it won't change your situation. What will? A plan A. Real plan. A plan that puts you in control. A plan that gets you out of the cycle of complaining and into the mindset of action. Because at the end of the day, no one is coming to save you. And that's not a bad thing. That's a powerful thing. Because that means you don't have to wait on anyone. You have everything you need right now to change your life, if you're willing to do the work. Most people spend years looking for sympathy. They want someone to acknowledge their pain, to tell them it's okay, to reassure them that life has been unfair. And maybe it has been. Maybe you've had to deal with things that others couldn't even imagine. Maybe you've had obstacles that weren't your fault. But here's what you have to understand. Sympathy doesn't move you forward. It keeps you exactly where you are. It keeps you stuck in the same cycle of frustration, waiting for the world to change instead of changing yourself. And that's the mistake most people make. They wait. They wait for the perfect time. They wait until they feel ready. They wait for someone to come along and help them figure it all out. And while they're waiting, life is passing them by. If you want to change your life, you don't need sympathy. You need a plan A, real actionable plan, a plan that forces you to take responsibility, a plan that makes you get up and do something different today than you did yesterday. And that starts with one thing, deciding that you are in control. No matter how unfair life has been, no matter what has happened in the past, no matter what obstacles you're facing, you have control over one thing, your actions. And the moment you take full responsibility for where you are, you take back your power. Because if your choices got you here, then your choices can get you out. It's easy to feel overwhelmed. It's easy to look at your problems and think they're too big to solve. But here's the thing. Most people don't fail because they can't succeed. They fail because they don't have a plan. They don't take the time to sit down and ask themselves, what can I do today to move forward? Because no matter how big your problems are, no matter how stuck you feel, there is always something you can do. And it doesn't have to be huge. It just has to be something real, something that moves you forward, even if it's just an inch. Think about it. If you did just one thing today to improve your situation, and then another thing tomorrow, and then another thing the next day, where would you be in a month? In a year? That's how change happens. Not all at once, not in one big moment, but step by step. But you have to start. You have to stop waiting for someone to feel bad for you. You have to stop hoping that life will suddenly become easy, because it won't. But you can become stronger. You can become smarter. You can become the person who doesn't need an easy life to succeed. You just need a plan. Start by asking yourself, what's one thing I can do right now? Not tomorrow, not next week, right now. Because the moment you start taking action, you start proving to yourself that you are not helpless, that you are not stuck, that you are not a victim of your circumstances. You are in control. And once you start thinking like that, nothing can stop you. Number 6, if you can change one small thing today, you're already winning. If you want to make a real change in your life, if you want to achieve something greater than you've ever had before, you don't need to look for a big life-altering moment. You don't need some massive breakthrough. What you need is one small change. Because if you can change just one small thing today, you are already winning. People have this idea that change has to be drastic, that it has to be this huge, overwhelming leap forward. But let me tell you, that's the mindset that keeps people stuck. The idea that you have to start big or not start at all. But that's simply not true. The truth is, One small change, one small decision is enough to get you moving in the right direction. Take a moment and think about where you are in life right now. The habits you have, the routines, the ways you think. Most of us get caught in the trap of thinking we have to do everything at once, make a complete overhaul of our lives, change everything. But that approach is like trying to climb Mount Everest in one step. It's overwhelming. And when you see how far you have to go, it feels impossible. So you freeze. You get stuck in that place of thinking you can't do it, and you end up doing nothing at all. But here's the thing. You don't have to do everything at once. You don't have to make massive changes all at once. You can start small. And starting small doesn't mean you're not serious about change. It just means you're being smart about it. The key to real change isn't about doing everything perfectly or achieving success in a day. It's about creating momentum, bit by bit, step by step. That's how you build a foundation for success. Let me ask you, what's one thing you could do right now that would push you closer to where you want to be? Maybe it's something small like drinking more water. Maybe it's waking up 15 minutes earlier. Maybe it's going for a short walk or reading a chapter of a book that helps you grow. It doesn't have to be life-changing in the moment, but it will compound over time. These small actions build momentum, and that's the magic of starting small. Think about the power of just one small change. Imagine you decided today to make your bed every morning. That's a small thing, right? But what happens when you do that? It's a win. It's something you've done. And that small win feels good, doesn't it? It gives you a sense of accomplishment, no matter how small. You look at that bed and you can see that you took control of one part of your day, and that feeling, that small feeling of victory, is the key to creating bigger wins. Because once you see that you can do one small thing, you start to believe that you can do more. And that belief drives you to take more action. That's how you start shifting your mindset. It's all about proving to yourself that you can do it. And you don't have to take on everything at once to prove that. You just need to take that first step. Once you've taken that first small step, it becomes easier to take the next and the next. Before you know it, those small changes will add up to big results. But it starts with one thing, one decision to change, no matter how small it seems. People often feel like they need to make big changes immediately. They look at successful people and think they must have done something huge to get there. But what they don't see is all the small decisions those people made along the way. They didn't start by making drastic moves. They started by making small, consistent decisions. And over time, those small decisions snowballed into bigger and bigger successes. You don't see the years of little wins that added up to something great. You only see the end result. But the key to getting there was consistency. The key was the willingness to change just one thing at a time. Now, I know what you're probably thinking. That's all well and good, but how does that apply to me? Well, think about where you want to be in life. Think about the person you want to become. It's not going to happen overnight, but if you can make one small change today, you're already one step closer, and that's more than most people are doing. Most people wait for the perfect moment, for motivation to strike, for some big breakthrough. But the truth is, the perfect moment doesn't exist. Motivation doesn't come from waiting, it comes from doing. And the first step, the smallest step, is where it all starts. Think about the power of starting small. Let's say your goal is to get in better shape. You don't have to sign up for a full gym membership or start running marathons. You can start by taking a 10-minute walk after dinner. That's it. That small action will help you feel better. It'll give you that sense of accomplishment, and it will show you that you're capable of doing more. The more you do it, the more motivated you'll feel to keep going. And before long, that small habit will turn into a bigger one, and your body will thank you. Or maybe you want to improve your finances. You don't need to become a financial expert overnight. You just need to start by saving a small amount of money each week. That's all. It might only be $5 or $10, but that's enough to get started. You're building the habit of saving, and over time, that small effort will add up. And once you see the results, once you see your savings grow, you'll feel empowered to take the next step. You might find ways to save more, to invest, to create new income streams, but it all starts with that first small decision. Let me give you one more example. Let's say you're struggling with personal development. You want to grow your mind, read more, learn more, but it feels like too much. The books are piled up, the courses are endless, and you don't even know where to start. But here's the truth. You don't need to start by reading a whole book. You don't need to dive into a 30-day course. You can start by reading for just 10 minutes a day. That's it. One chapter, one page, one paragraph. It doesn't matter how much you read as long as you do it consistently. And you know what happens when you start? You get hooked. The small habit of reading for 10 minutes becomes 15 minutes, then 20. Before you know it, you're reading books cover to cover and your mind is growing, but it all starts with that first small change. I'm telling you this because I know it works. I've seen it work in my own life and in the lives of countless others. The key to success is not in doing everything at once. It's in making small, smart decisions. Small actions, repeated consistently, add up to big results. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to have all the answers. You just have to start. And the best part, you don't have to wait for some big moment to make it happen. You can make that change today. And once you do, you'll see just how powerful those small steps can be. So today, make a decision. Decide that you're going to change just one thing. It doesn't have to be big. It just has to be something. And when you do, you'll start to feel the momentum build. You'll start to feel the power of progress. And you'll realize that you are capable of more than you ever thought. Because when you change one small thing today, you're already winning. And that's how real, lasting change happens. It starts with one small step, one small action, and that's where it all begins. Number 7, your mindset is the biggest obstacle between you and success. The most powerful force in your life is not the external world, not the circumstances you face, and not the people around you. It's your mindset. You see, your mindset is the biggest obstacle between you and success, and it's not just something you hear about in motivational speeches. It's a real, tangible factor that determines whether you'll rise or fall in your pursuit of success. Every action you take, every decision you make is rooted in the way you think. Your mindset is the lens through which you see everything in your life. And if that lens is clouded with doubt, negativity, or limiting beliefs, you're never going to see the path to success clearly. When people talk about the obstacles to success, they often point to things like lack of resources, lack of time, or external setbacks. While these things can be real challenges, they're nothing compared to the mental blockages that hold us back. You've probably heard someone say, if I had more money, I'd start that business. Or, if I had more time, I'd work out every day. These are the excuses we tell ourselves, and at the core of them lies one simple truth, our mindset. If you're constantly telling yourself that you can't do something because of your circumstances, then you're letting your mindset dictate your life. And that's where the problem lies. Think about it. When you face a challenge, what's the first thing that pops into your head? Is it, I can do this, or this is too hard for me? The way you respond to challenges, the way you react to setbacks, the way you handle difficulties, all comes down to your mindset. If you have a fixed mindset, you'll see obstacles as immovable walls. You'll believe that if you're not good at something now, you'll never be good at it. But if you have a growth mindset, you'll see those same obstacles as opportunities to grow, to learn, and to get better. Your mindset determines your response to the world around you. It shapes how you approach your goals, how you pursue your dreams, and how you deal with adversity. One of the biggest things that keeps people stuck is the belief that success is reserved for a select few. People look at successful individuals, whether they're entrepreneurs, athletes, or celebrities, and think, that's just not for me. I don't have what it takes. But the truth is, those successful individuals didn't start with everything figured out. They didn't start with some magical set of skills or perfect circumstances. What they had was the right mindset. They believed that success was possible, not because of their circumstances, but because of their willingness to put in the work and learn from their mistakes. They had the mindset that no matter how many times they failed, they could always get back up and try again. Success is not about being the smartest or the most talented. It's about being willing to take risks, to make mistakes, and to learn from those mistakes. It's about having the mindset that no matter how difficult things get, you're not going to give up. You're going to keep going, and you're going to figure it out. The truth is, success is available to everyone, but only if you change the way you think about yourself and your abilities. Let's talk about the importance of belief in your abilities. If you don't believe that you're capable of success, then no amount of external factors will make a difference. You can have all the resources in the world. You can have the best connections, but if you don't believe in yourself, you'll never fully commit to your goals. You'll sabotage your own success because you'll be waiting for someone else to give you permission to succeed. But here's the thing. No one else is going to hand you success on a silver platter. You have to go after it with the belief that you deserve it and that you are capable of achieving it. Think about how many times you've doubted yourself. I can't do this. How many times have you let fear or doubt stop you from taking action? If you're like most people, it happens more often than you'd like to admit. But here's the reality. Self-doubt is natural. It's something everyone experiences. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is how they handle that doubt. Successful people don't let self-doubt stop them. They feel it, acknowledge it, and then push forward anyway. They don't wait for all their fears to disappear before taking action. They take action in spite of their fears. And that's the difference between success and failure. Another important thing to remember is that failure is not the end of the road. In fact, failure is often the stepping stone to success. But so many people have a fixed mindset that sees failure as a reflection of their worth. They think, if I fail, that means I'm not good enough. But the truth is, failure is not a reflection of who you are. It's simply a part of the process. Every successful person has faced failure. The difference is that they don't let it define them. They see failure as an opportunity to learn, to grow, and to improve. If you can shift your mindset from seeing failure as something to avoid to seeing it as a necessary part of success, you'll start to approach challenges with a whole new perspective. Let's talk about the power of perseverance. Success is not about talent or intelligence. It's about perseverance. It's about showing up day after day, even when things get tough, even when you want to quit. It's about sticking to your goals no matter how long it takes to achieve them. And the key to persevering is having the right mindset. If you have the mindset that you will never give up, no matter how hard things get, then you'll keep pushing forward. You'll keep learning, growing, and improving. You'll find ways to overcome every obstacle, and you'll eventually reach your goals. Now think about your current mindset. What do you believe about yourself? What do you believe about your ability to succeed? Do you see obstacles as opportunities, or do you see them as walls you can't climb? Do you believe that success is possible for you, or do you think it's reserved for others? The way you answer these questions will determine how far you'll go in life. Your mindset is the foundation upon which your success is built. If you want to achieve more, be more, and do more, you have to start with the way you think. Change your mindset, and you'll change your life. The good news is you have the power to change your mindset. It's not easy, but it's possible. You can start by becoming aware of your thoughts. Notice when you're thinking negatively or doubting yourself. And when you catch yourself in those moments, stop and reframe your thinking. Instead of thinking, I can't do this, replace it with, I'm capable of doing this. I will find a way. It's a small change, but it's powerful. The more you practice this, the more natural it will become. And over time, you'll start to see the world through a different lens. You'll see challenges as opportunities, failure as a lesson, and success as inevitable. The reality is you are the biggest obstacle standing between you and your success. Your mindset is either pushing you toward your goals or holding you back. But once you recognize that, you have the power to change it. You have the power to shift your thinking, to believe in yourself, and to keep going no matter what. Because when you change your mindset, you change your life. And once you do that, nothing can stop you. Number 8, every day you waste feeling sorry for yourself, someone else is making progress. There's a cold, hard truth we all have to face. Every single day you spend feeling sorry for yourself is a day someone else is using to make progress. While you sit there in your comfort zone, telling yourself that your life isn't where it should be or that you're not where you want to be, someone else is putting in the work, stepping out of their comfort zone and moving closer to their goals. They're not complaining about their situation, they're taking action. And every day you waste feeling bad about yourself is one more day that you're falling behind. Life doesn't care about your excuses. The clock keeps ticking and time doesn't slow down for anyone. Whether you've had setbacks, disappointments, or even failures, those things are a part of the process. They are not the end of the road, unless you let them be. But the moment you start feeling sorry for yourself and wallowing in self-pity, you're giving up your power. You're letting your circumstances define you instead of taking control and deciding to move forward. The truth is, every moment you let slip by is a moment someone else is using to improve, to grow, and to get ahead. And the harsh reality is, if you keep wasting time feeling sorry for yourself, one day you'll wake up and realize you've fallen behind and the gap between you and your goals has only widened. Think about it. How many times have you felt down, discouraged, or frustrated by where you are in life? We all have those moments. But the key to success isn't about avoiding those moments. It's about what you do with them. Do you let them keep you stuck, or do you find a way to rise above them? Every second you spend stuck in negative emotions is a second you could have spent learning something new, working on your goals, or building momentum toward the life you want. And while you're stuck in that emotional rut, someone else is doing what it takes to move forward. They're not waiting for the perfect moment or for things to get easier. They're taking action, regardless of how they feel. And that's the difference between those who succeed and those who don't. Imagine someone who has the same dreams, the same goals, and the same opportunities as you. The only difference is they're not letting their emotions control them. They're not letting self-doubt or disappointment keep them from taking action. While you're caught up in your feelings, wondering why things aren't happening for you, they're putting in the work, making the connections, learning new skills, and getting closer to where they want to be. That's the reality of life. No one is going to hand you success on a silver platter. No one is going to stop everything just to wait for you to feel better about yourself. Life moves forward, whether you're ready or not. And the sooner you accept that, the sooner you can start taking control of your own future. Here's the thing, nobody's journey is without its challenges. We all face obstacles, setbacks, and tough times. But the key is not letting those challenges define who you are or dictate your future. Every person who's ever achieved something great has had to push through moments of doubt, fear, and pain. The difference between them and those who give up is their refusal to let those feelings hold them back. They don't waste time feeling sorry for themselves. Instead, they channel that energy into action. They understand that feeling sorry for yourself won't get them any closer to their dreams. It might feel good in the short term to wallow in those emotions, but it does nothing to bring you closer to where you want to be. If anything, it just keeps you stuck in the same place. I want you to think about the long-term effects of staying stuck in self-pity. You see, life is a marathon, not a sprint. And if you keep wasting your days feeling sorry for yourself, you're only adding more distance between you and your goals. Every day that you don't take action is another day that someone else is moving closer to their own success. And at the end of the day, when you look back, you'll realize that all those wasted days could have been spent building the life you want. It's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that you'll catch up later, that you can always start tomorrow. But here's the hard truth. Tomorrow never comes. The longer you wait, the further behind you fall. Now, let's flip the script for a moment. Instead of focusing on how far behind you might feel, let's talk about the power of taking action right now. Every time you push through that urge to feel sorry for yourself and take one step forward, you're making progress. It doesn't matter how small the step is. Every little action counts. Even on the days when you don't feel like it, even when you feel like the world is against you. Making progress is the key. You don't need to make giant leaps every day. Just take one step. Do one thing that brings you closer to your goal. And when you look back, those small steps will have added up to big results. The key is consistency. It's not about waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect motivation, or the perfect mood. It's about doing something every day, no matter how you feel. Let's be honest, it's easy to get caught up in your feelings, to focus on everything that's going wrong in your life. But in doing so, you're only holding yourself back. The longer you stay in that negative space, the more time you lose. Time is the one thing you can't get back. Every minute you waste feeling sorry for yourself is one less minute you have to work on your dreams. And someone else is out there using that time wisely, moving forward, building their future. They're not waiting for everything to be perfect. They're taking action now. The truth is, success doesn't wait for anyone. It doesn't care about your circumstances or how you're feeling today. Success is about who shows up, who keeps going, who doesn't give up when things get tough. So ask yourself, what are you doing today to move closer to your goals? Are you letting your emotions control your actions, or are you pushing through them and taking steps toward the life you want? Because the longer you wait, the more you're allowing other people to get ahead of you. Don't let another day go by where you're stuck in self-pity. Get up, get moving, and start making progress. Your future self will thank you for it. Number 9, the more you focus on what's wrong, the less energy you have to make it right. When you focus all your energy on what's wrong, you're draining yourself of the very power you need to make things right. It's like you're constantly looking at the problem, the obstacles, and the challenges, and by doing so, you magnify them. What you focus on grows, and the more you focus on what's not working in your life, the more energy you waste on things you can't control. You become trapped in a cycle of negativity, and it starts to drain every ounce of motivation and creativity you have left. We've all been there, caught up in our problems, overwhelmed by everything that's going wrong. But here's the kicker. The more you focus on what's wrong, the harder it becomes to fix anything. It's as if you're feeding the problem. The longer you dwell on it, the bigger it gets. You give all your attention to the things that are not going well, and in doing so, you allow them to control your emotions, your mindset, and your actions. And let me tell you, the last thing you want in this world is to let your problems dictate your life. Imagine this. You're facing a challenge, and all you can think about is how difficult it is, how much time you've wasted, how impossible it seems. Every time you think about the problem, you get more frustrated, more discouraged, more exhausted. The weight of it feels heavier with every thought. The problem hasn't changed, but your perception of it has. You've allowed it to consume your mind, to steal your focus, and to rob you of the energy you need to take action. Here's the truth. You can't solve problems by constantly thinking about them from the same angle, dwelling on everything that's wrong. It's like you're driving a car, but all you're doing is looking in the rearview mirror. You're not focused on where you're going or the path ahead. You're stuck looking at the past, the things that didn't work out, the failures and the setbacks. And the more you do that, the less energy you have to move forward. It's time to flip the switch. Instead of putting all your focus on what's not working, start focusing on what you can do to change it. What's one small step you can take to start making progress? The key is shifting your mindset from problem fixed to solution fixed. Instead of looking at everything that's wrong, ask yourself, what can I do today to move closer to where I want to be? It might be a small action, but that small step is all it takes to start building momentum. Here's the thing. We all face challenges, and they're a part of life. But how you respond to those challenges is what separates the people who succeed from the ones who stay stuck. Life is never going to be without obstacles. There will always be something that goes wrong, some roadblock that pops up. But if you're constantly focusing on what's wrong, you'll never have the energy to find a solution. And in the process, you'll miss out on opportunities to grow, to learn, and to move forward. The more you focus on the negative, the more you amplify it. It's like giving power to something that doesn't deserve it. Think about a time when you were focused on a problem, and it seemed like it was consuming all your thoughts. How much energy did that take from you? How much of your day was spent ruminating over things you couldn't control? Now think about what would have happened if you had shifted your focus to something more positive, something you could control. How much more energy would you have had to tackle the issue? How much more progress could you have made? You see, energy flows where attention goes. If you give all your attention to what's wrong, you'll find yourself stuck in a constant cycle of negativity. But if you redirect that energy toward finding solutions, toward making progress, you'll start to see things shift. It's not about ignoring your problems or pretending like they don't exist. It's about choosing to focus on what you can do to make things better. The power to change your situation is in your hands, but you have to be willing to take action. When you shift your focus from what's wrong to what's possible, something amazing happens. You stop feeling stuck. You stop feeling helpless. Instead, you begin to feel empowered. You start taking control of your life, your decisions, and your future, And that shift in mindset is what opens the door to real progress. You no longer see problems as obstacles, but as opportunities for growth. You don't see challenges as roadblocks, but as stepping stones to your success. Now, don't get me wrong, there will always be times when things don't go as planned, when life throws you a curveball, but that's not the end of the road. It's simply a part of the journey. The key is not to get bogged down by the setbacks. Instead, focus on how you can learn from them and use them to propel yourself forward. The more you focus on the solution, the more energy you'll have to take action and make things right. The more you focus on the possibility of success, the more you'll find yourself moving in that direction. Every day is a new opportunity to shift your focus, to change the way you approach your challenges. You have the power to choose where you put your attention. If you focus on what's wrong, you'll keep feeling drained, frustrated, and stuck. But if you focus on what you can do, on the actions you can take to improve your situation, you'll find yourself moving closer to your goals every single day. At the end of the day, the choice is yours. You can continue to focus on what's wrong and waste your energy, or you can choose to focus on what you can control and use that energy to make things right. The more you choose to focus on the positive, the more energy you'll have to overcome the challenges in your life. And when you do that, you'll find that you're not just solving problems, you're creating the life you've always dreamed of. Number 10, feeling sorry for yourself won't open doors. Hard work will. When you're stuck in a tough situation, it can feel like the world is against you. Life throws its punches, and you find yourself wondering, why me? Why is this happening to me? It's natural to feel sorry for yourself when things aren't going the way you want. We've all been there, facing moments where it feels like nothing is working, where everything is falling apart, and where all you want to do is give up. But here's the truth. Feeling sorry for yourself isn't going to open any doors for you. It isn't going to change your circumstances. It's just going to keep you stuck, spinning in a circle of frustration and self-pity. The key to breaking out of that cycle isn't wallowing in your problems. It's rolling up your sleeves and doing the work. Hard work is the secret weapon that will push you past your struggles and into the life you want. There's no shortcut, no magic formula, no easy way out. Success doesn't come from feeling sorry for yourself. It comes from taking action, from doing the hard work even when it's uncomfortable, when it feels impossible, or when you're so tired you can barely keep your eyes open. Let's face it, life can be tough. There are moments when things just don't go right, when obstacles seem insurmountable, and when it feels like you're being tested beyond your limits. But this is when the true transformation happens. It's in those tough moments that you have the power to change your life, to rise above your circumstances, and to show the world what you're made of. But you won't do that by sitting around feeling sorry for yourself. That's just wasting time. The doors to success don't open because you feel bad about your situation. They open because you get to work. You get up, you push forward, and you keep going when everything inside you is telling you to stop. Think about it. All the successful people you admire, those who've achieved greatness, built their dreams, and created the life they wanted, they didn't get there by feeling sorry for themselves. They didn't wait for someone to come and rescue them. They worked for it. They put in the time, the effort, and the energy to make their dreams a reality. They didn't let setbacks define them. They let them motivate them. They used their struggles as fuel to keep going, to work harder, to get smarter, and to never give up. And here's the powerful part. Hard work doesn't just open the door to success. It teaches you everything you need to know along the way. Every hour you spend working on your craft, every ounce of energy you pour into your goals, teaches you valuable lessons. It's in the process of hard work that you grow, that you become the person capable of handling success. You can't skip this part. You can't jump ahead and expect to reach the top without paying the price. You have to earn it. And the way you earn it is by showing up day in and day out, even when things aren't easy, even when you feel like you've had enough. Here's what feeling sorry for yourself doesn't do. It doesn't give you the strength to keep going when the going gets tough. It doesn't teach you resilience or perseverance. It doesn't help you solve problems or find new solutions. Feeling sorry for yourself does nothing but drain your energy and keep you stuck in the past. It makes you focus on everything that's wrong with your situation instead of focusing on what you can do to make it better. It's easy to fall into that trap. It's easy to look at all the things that aren't working and feel overwhelmed. But the truth is, you're not going to get anywhere by staying stuck in that place. But if you shift your focus to what you can control, your actions, your effort, your mindset, you'll start to see change. You'll start to open doors. Hard work leads to opportunities. It leads to growth. It leads to the breakthrough you've been waiting for. It doesn't matter how old you are, where you come from, or what challenges you face. If you're willing to work for it, you'll make progress. It's not about waiting for the perfect moment or for someone else to hand you a solution. It's about putting in the work, showing up consistently, and doing what needs to be done. Let me tell you, hard work pays off in ways you can't even imagine. Right now, it doesn't always look glamorous, and it doesn't always come with instant rewards, but the results over time are undeniable. When you put in the effort day after day, you start to see the fruits of your labor. And the more you work, the better you get. The more you improve, the more doors start to open. It's a snowball effect. The more you work, the more you attract opportunities. The more you put in, the more you get back. And it all starts with the decision to stop feeling sorry for yourself and start taking action. Now, I get it. There are times when life feels unfair, when things just don't seem to go your way, and you can't help but feel discouraged. But even in those moments, you have two choices. You can stay in the pity party, or you can get up, dust yourself off, and get back to work. The second choice is the one that will change everything for you. It's the one that will get you closer to your goals, that will push you past your comfort zone, and that will open the doors you've been waiting for. Remember this, the doors to success won't open because you've complained about your situation. They won't open because you felt sorry for yourself. They open when you put in the work. They open when you decide that you're no longer going to let your circumstances define you. They open when you take control of your future and make the commitment to work for it no matter what. The power is in your hands. You have everything you need to change your life, to create the success you desire, but it won't happen by sitting back and waiting for things to change. It will happen when you decide to stop feeling sorry for yourself, roll up your sleeves, and get to work. Hard work is what will open the doors for you, and once you start knocking on those doors with determination, they'll open wide, and success will be waiting for you on the other side. So stop waiting, stop feeling sorry for yourself, and start working toward the life you've always dreamed of. All right, here we are at the end. I hope this has hit home for you. Remember, feeling sorry for yourself doesn't get you anywhere. It only holds you back from the life you deserve. But today you have the power to change that. It's all about the choices you make from here on out. The truth is, success isn't a miracle. It's the result of everyday decisions. It's the small steps, the consistency, and the refusal to give up. The sooner you realize that, the sooner you'll start seeing progress in your life. You don't need anyone's sympathy. You need to take action. You need a plan. And most importantly, you need to be relentless in your pursuit of what you want. Life isn't waiting for you to feel sorry for yourself. It's moving forward, and you've got to keep up with it. So don't wait. Don't make excuses. Get up, get to work, and start changing your life today. The world is full of opportunities, and they're just waiting for you to step up and take them. I know you've got what it takes. Keep pushing forward, and I'll see you on the other side of success. Let's make it happen.